Alright guys, picking up where we left off. I'm on a transfer in between sections. I'm headed up to another start line, and my guess at this point is that I'm late enough that my row has already gone, even though we're supposed to get a break here. I've used all that because I didn't get here in time.
What is it? Go ahead, go.
So what does it mean when they wave you through like that? First of all, it means you already lost time on the next section, and you used up all your break time. So you get no break, you're late, and you, you have to just go right back into it and start hammering, which I do. I was kind of expecting that. I'm used to that from enduros. You know, the story remains pretty much the same. The trail here looks fantastic though, really nice. Perhaps, somewhat mercifully, my GoPro battery does not make it too far into these next sections. I must not have charged it up properly. But you can see there I'm blasting through some of these spots that look really narrow because now I have a much finer sense for it, and I'm just ready to go, ready to hit stuff if I need to. Here's a good example of just what I'm talking about. Look at these two trees. The bark is totally chewed off, so other guys crushed those. And I slowed, but didn't stop. I'm just going through. God help me. Another thing that was kind of cool is you'd be going in these wide open sections, and the next do I fit or not would just come out of nowhere without really any warning. Here's a good example of what I mean. Pop into this little clearing, get into the top of third gear, and you're thinking, finally I can make up some time. It's a little flowy here, nothing too close together. You turn a corner, turn another corner, and then all of a sudden... Okay, hold it right there. My GoPro battery goes dead. The rest of the section is basically like this. I get to the pits, there's no time for lunch. I have a little bit of water. I tape what's left of my front fender in place, and I get ready for the rest of the sections. Not much for lunch, and I think I was supposed to start immediately, so I'm late. Fix my bike, do a little repair job on the churros this far behind last year. Alright, so we get the show back on the road here. This is a little tour of the back of the pits going over to the starting area. Just to give you guys an idea, this is a plowed down cotton field. Totally cool, actually. You can see the crowd is decent. There's actually another parking area. This is kind of like the smaller of the two. Those giant tractors are to pull you out in case you get stuck. Right in front of us, that's the volunteer fire department, which is kind of home base for everything. Zip down this little slip road here. I'm going to take a right into the woods, and that is the main start area for the morning and the afternoon. All the locals here, by the way, were excited to have the race here. Apparently they love it, and they get jealous if the race does not go on their property. That's an important difference between Massachusetts and South Carolina. South Carolina seems really nice, much friendlier in that regard. Alright, so here we go, getting ready to go back into the woods. The fact that I didn't get much of a break for lunch and had nothing to eat except for 2 gels and maybe a 1/3 of a liter of water was tough, especially for an older man like me, closing in on 50, sort of in my last phase of life. And man, I could have used 30 minutes just to reset. But I pushed on. I couldn't stand up a lot, not really as much as I wanted to. But the trails just keep pulling you through. These are so nice. Check this stuff out. Just beautiful. Looking back at some of the stuff, I kind of laugh because this is what in the Northeast I would refer to as relatively tight woods. And this is like the open and flowing transfer section of the Sandlapper Enduro. It's a different world down there. Again, I'm no whoops expert, but I would love to have different suspension in those sections. Really getting bounced around and just can't float over that stuff. You just sink right in. All right, let's just get going the right way and calm down here. This is all transfer section, but remember, I'm late, or I'm pretty sure I'm late. So even in the transfer section, I gotta push. Now, I cannot sit around and ride slowly, like I always do, even when I'm trying to ride fast. This section was really fun. Again, would have been better to have more suspension, and I was kind of terrified of getting strafed by faster guys. Those two who passed me, they were very polite. I guess it's a transfer section, not a big deal, and gave me plenty of room. But you could see even they're just cruising, and they were probably going, 5-10 miles an hour faster than me. Makes a difference. Here we are getting to the very end of the transfer section. This is the moment of truth where I see if I roll up to the line and get waved through, or if by some miracle I am actually close to on time. Big open field here, lots of guys waiting. I don't know. I'm filled with anticipation. Let's see what happens. I know there's a route sheet and it would tell me exactly what time I need to leave this check and all that. I don't know. I didn't think it would come down to that. I didn't think I'd go out like this. Guys, bad news. The second GoPro battery didn't last but a few minutes, so no more footage of the afternoon. Just imagine it was tighter than all the tightest stuff you've seen so far, and the tight sections lasted a lot longer, like miles. It took forever. It was a lot of fun, but I did a lot of suffering. And I sound really chipper making the video now, but let's check in with how I was doing right after the race. Oh my God, that was really hard. Big crash at the beginning. Did not help. Cost me a few minutes, but more than that. Oh, it was tough. Also, as a result of that, I lost my lunch break, so I just had time for fuel and to duct tape my rear fender back onto my bike. Whew. Perfect weather. Really nice course, very tight. Learned a lot. Suspension on the Beta, not ready for racing, which I knew, but it really showed today. I was getting hammered pretty good. Probably see from the video, but I couldn't stand up after about, I don't know, the first 2 sections maybe. It's already worked, so I got to work on the fitness. But I think the fitness is better than last year. Really curious to see what my time was last year. I hope it's faster this year, but I can tell I'm in better shape, you know, physically doing much better. So, great race. Might be back next year. Go Beta. All right, guys, we know from reading the racer's prayer that I'm already a winner. But as far as the race organization itself was concerned, how did I do? I finished last in my age group, but with a score of 164 points. If you look at the class above me, C40, you will see that I would have finished second among those young kids. So it's only by racing with old people like myself that I was handicapped. I should have raced with the younger set, and then I would have come in second, and that would have been good for who knows what. Fantastic trip. Can't wait to go back. Here we go, guys. Starting the long road back. Truck and trailer seem to be in decent shape. Hi guys. I was out early this morning for a walk to go get some breakfast at Creekside. Sausage, gravy, and biscuits. I have to say it was a little disappointing. I don't think I'll go back. All set for my ride. I've got all the things I need. Ibuprofen. Celery. Seems like a good road snack. And water over there. Not the most convenient place. Alright, next stop, Tom's Brook, Virginia. Well, I-81 is shut down, so nobody's going anywhere, least of all me. I'm still having fun, I think. Good morning, boys and girls. Today is Tuesday. I'm getting ready to make the last little jump home. Rough night in the trailer last night. I can't believe everything is still just where I left it. Man, those roads in Pennsylvania are no joke. What a shit show. But everything's even that bag exactly where I left it. That's crazy. Just checked the Google Maps for today. I thought it was 4.5 hours. Looks like it's actually going to be closer to 3.5 hours, which is fantastic. Be happy to be home and get these bikes cleaned off, get back to reality.
I got my diesel wound up and she's running like I never before. There's a speed zone ahead, well, all right. I don't see a cop in sight. 6 days on the road and I'm gonna make it home tonight.
20,000 trouble-free miles. Very happy with the truck. Definitely enjoying the ownership experience, and looking forward to the next 220,000 miles. 16 hours later, I was rolling down Main Street in Lincoln, Massachusetts. Good to be home. All right, that's a wrap. 2,200.5 miles, 14 miles per gallon net average, including brutal headwind on the way down. Great trip. Probably will go again next year. I don't know. I might need some encouragement. Just one more pro tip, guys. If you're gone for 6 days riding dirt bikes and racing, don't forget to come home with flowers. Always a good idea. Stay tuned, stay healthy, wash your hands, and make time in your schedule for the 2021 Sandlapper. See you soon.